How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lone Wolf, and today, at last, finally, after about 3 or 4 odd days, yeah, I've got mods. I've only picked this one so far. What's it called? Like the IX388T Wrecker. I'm just calling it the Big Wrecker. Yeah, a few people have been saying like the more mods they download and stuff, the more chances they had it crashes and everything. So I just went for this one for now. And yeah, tonight it's just me bombing around in it, testing out different things it can do. Starting off with the crane, which is a pretty good start because it activates pretty quickly. It's also got a lot of strength to it, which is pretty nice. At the minute, I'm on a new playthrough, so that's why it keeps bringing up the sort of hint boxes or whatever. So yeah, do a quick test with the Navistar, and as you can see, I mean, starts lifting it, no issue. The big cranes, like the normal ones, could probably get the Navistar standing up. So it'll lift it sort of off the ground, but it won't, like, this thing's just holding it up in the air, like, it's easy, and to me, anyway, certainly with a crane this size, and a wrecker in particular, that's how it should behave. You can see I'm doing a bit of a wheelie at the minute, so it's kind of like the whole weight thing. I did notice when I was going through, I'll save it because I'll do a proper review of this truck, so I'm not going to go through all the menu and the different bits and bobs right now. One of the bumpers you can get though, in fact 2 of them, have got increased weight on them. One's like 1.5 tons, and I think the other's 2.5 tons or something. That's possibly, for this situation, like it'll weigh the front, like the nose end down. So yeah, I'll try that at some point. Again, thanks to Amy Bradley for letting me know. They sent me a message just saying they've been having the same problems as me. That I assume they weren't getting their code, or if they were, it was like 12 hours too late. And yeah, somebody said to them, restart your PS4 and restart your phone, and then try the whole email thing again. That's what they told me to try. I gave it a go, restarted the PS4, restarted my phone just to be safe. Yeah, sent the email, literally like a second, and the email was in my emails, so it fixed it immediately. Simple as that, a little bit anticlimactic really, how easy it was to sort out. And then, yeah, the first thing I wanted to grab really was this. I was looking through all the different mods. It was sort of a bit tough trying to pick just one, but I'd had my eye on this. I've seen it on a few thumbnails. I've not seen any footage of it or anything, but yeah, I mean, it looks pretty cool. I'd heard good things about it. I've not really heard anyone saying they've had any bugs or issues with this. Touch wood, tonight I've been driving it around a lot, and as you'll see throughout some of the video, I've been pushing my luck quite a bit, all things considered. And I've not had one bug, not one glitch. I've not blue screened or anything. And like I said, I've only got one mod. I've not downloaded any map packs or anything like that. There's a few things obviously I'd like to get. The smaller wrecker. There's an off-road trailer pack that looks pretty cool. Like a Super Bruce, which would be pretty cool. But yeah, I just wanted to take it easy for the first night and just ease into it. That's what she said. Yeah, just like see how things go. The fact that tonight's been pretty successful, I'll probably grab a few more tomorrow, and then yeah, we'll go from there. I might end up selling this thing back. I've sold it all back tonight when I've turned the game off, but I might actually disable this mod and grab another one, and yeah, just take it a little bit easy. It seems like they've ironed out most of the bugs, if not, well, I won't say all, but yeah, like in the last few days I'm hearing a lot less bugs, apart from obviously people who got hit with them either like me or worse than me on the first day, where it deleted everyone's trucks off the maps. Yeah, I only got affected on one map, but there is some people that's had everything wiped out, which is pretty bad. And again, I don't know what they're going to do to fix it, but they should do something, some type of compensation. Yeah, I don't know, some free DLC trucks or something. Anyway, yeah, back to this thing. I mean, it's got the crane on it, which is very capable of lifting. It's got a pretty cool set of anchors that get the way out. You can lift the hood up and down just to see the engine. Doesn't really serve any purpose, but it's pretty cool. Not complaining. I've got the raised suspension, or active suspension really. It sits the same height as raised, but you can obviously lower it up and down. I've also got like the rotator arm or something on the back, which as you can see, I've just kind of, well, in this case I drove the Navistar onto it really, but it lifts this truck up. I've lifted plenty of trucks with it tonight. Again, it's just, there's enough power there to do it. You're not really feeling like you're pushing your luck and you're absolutely scraping the barrel with stuff like that. So yeah, first impressions are pretty good with this truck, to be honest. It's funny really, because this is exactly the sort of thing that they should have had in the game all along. Like, I've set mine up in a bit of an OP version. You'll see when you go through the different tyre lists and engines and all that, they've got a little like a letter or letters in brackets at the side. Some say V, I can't remember what that is, it might be variant or something. There's SE, which is Special Edition, OP, Overpowered, and then there might be one or two others. I've chose a lot of things that are OP, so they're purposely dialed up. The fact that this game's been so limited with things that motor around and all the rest of it, yeah, at the minute it's nice to have something that's a bit nuts. I actually still don't think this thing's like particularly unrealistic. I think if you had a big meaty truck like this and put the right engine in and all the rest of it, it's yeah, it's not like this thing goes 100 miles an hour or something. It's just got the muscle there to tow trucks along without feeling like it's constantly trying to tap out. By the way, just a second ago, I was going to run them trees over. I don't know why, I just ran out of power and stalled right as I got there, but it's not been too bad. Like, I believe as well at the minute, this first bit of testing, because I was on my newest playthrough, there's a few engines it wouldn't let me unlock, a few bits and bobs that I couldn't get because they were just, yeah, like, it's saying explore this map, etc. So it was not a full-on, like, the top version it could be just yet, but in the end, after I was playing around on the newest playthrough, it was going pretty well, so I loaded up my normal playthrough, which got a goddamn professional. Flew off the cliff, as you can see. Loaf hoiked himself over just enough so that when I went to him, could fire up the engines, and we're off. I've not actually gone for a rescue yet, but I assume this thing ain't going to be very easy to rescue. And again, I mean, this is not really that crazy, but yeah, I've been pushing my luck, smashing it around all over the place. Something about that picture there I quite like. Probably won't do OCD people any favours, but that trailer at the top, I hit that and it went flying, and I don't know why, but I haven't got the footage, which I'm very disappointed about. It was a very nice journey. Yeah, going for a little blast on what are we on now? Lake Coved. Nice that it smashes through that wall, drives along this snow. This snow patch there is usually a complete troll super snow. Make sure half a mile an hour, no matter what truck you've got, what tyres you've got. Yeah, that's why overall I don't think this thing feels unrealistically overpowered. I think, again, like I said, there's a recovery company near me that's got a truck basically like this, but it's, say, the English version, so it's like a cab over, not sort of the American long nose version. And yeah, it's a beast. Like I said, it's about 1,000 odd horsepower. It's all signed, written up, like custom spray paint, all the interiors. You know, he spent a hell of a lot of money. It's like his flagship truck or whatever you call it, and that is an absolute monster. You see that thing hauling like massive army trucks like they're nothing, and that's what this thing more feels like. I believe there as well, when I hit the ice and that, you can see it deleted it pretty well, so it's not like super OP as in you can't damage it or anything. The good thing about it though, is part of having this kind of wrecker add-on on the back with the crane and everything, I think it's got about 900 repair points that come with it, and then there's a little add-on, I'm not sure if I've got it on right now, but between, say, the cab and the crane, there's like another little add-on that gives you another 100 points. And yeah, like I say, I mean, now I've finally got the mods, the first taste of mods this thing, it's been pretty bloody good. Like, it's just fun to have something different, and that, yeah, like, caters to more variety than just, you know, have a choice between slow or very slow. Now I've got a choice between slow, very slow, and fairly good as well. I just did the Jeff special there. Obviously that's like a little bit of a extra thing. A few trucks can you can Jeff special it, especially on Lake Coved. It's a pretty good section I just used there, because it's like all blue ice pretty much, and you just have no friction values, so even trucks that are pretty awkward to get into the Jeff special and make it go mad work pretty easily on that ice. Yeah, next up, drove a club into the water, because I mean, that was the main test, about the fattest, heaviest thing I could think of. And yeah, got my anchors out and everything. The crane lifts it up out of the water, which is, I'd say, half the battle. Like, I don't necessarily mind when I ended up removing the anchors now. I'm near enough starting to wheel in all the rest of it. That's fine, to be honest, because, yeah, realistically, you're not really going to be holding a club in the air while you're flying down the road. But it's still nice that I can actually get it out of the water. I've crashed in there before, and it's just like, you get caught so much on the ice trying to winch something out of there, but it's rarely, there's no point, you're just better off recovering. Whereas now, it sort of encourages going for rescue missions again, rather than just thinking, oh, there's no point, because the crane will troll me, the winch will troll me, etc. Yeah, I mean, as well, the club is a bit of a beast, so I don't think there is anything fatter than a club at the minute. I'm not sure how much this thing weighs though. I'm gonna go out on a pretty short limb and guess it's quite a lot. And yeah, at that point, maybe if I retracted the crane in and everything, it'd get down to its wheels. Again, maybe those bumpers that you can add to the front that got more weight to them might help that situation. Just having a little look underneath the truck. Even all the colours and everything you can do, you can see I've obviously got mine in yellow at the minute, but you can sort of colour code the fuel tanks and the exhausts and the front bumper, but you can get them to match the paintwork, but it's kind of like a matte chrome metal. It's like a really nice colour, to be honest. It's funny, really, I'd say already. I'm just looking through the mods. Again, I've only used this one, but the people making mods, SnowRunner should employ them to look after this game post-launch, because, yeah, when this game first arrived, I think overall it was pretty bloody good. I didn't have many bugs at all. Everything was pretty smooth and worked well. As the updates have gone along, there's been kind of more bugs and hiccups happening, and they haven't really been tidying them up quick enough, some of them at all. Like, there's still things now that have been behaving oddly, and like I said, they then patch weird things that no one gives a crap about, like the Cat 745C, the fact that it was able to have single cargo loaded onto like the container thing. Yeah. Anyway, rescued the club. I was like, yes, let's go and eat some miles up. Drop the hammer. Oh shit. That didn't last long. Hold on, club. God damn it. I'm not allowed nice things. I break them all too quickly. Yeah, I mean, like I said though, with the people who are making this stuff, it's obviously they're clever enough and know what they're doing to be able to make something like this. I wouldn't have the nearest slightest clue how to make a square, let alone something like this. But they clearly understand the game, if that makes sense. Like, everything about this, clearly they've drove it, tested it, tweaked it. They know what long term happens in the game, long term what's slightly missing, what would be nice to just... And yeah, it's not always like 100% of the time you want to take something out that's completely OP, but given the lack at the minute, it's been fun. But yeah, it's just every now and then it's like, there's certain aspects of realism I don't need every now and then when I'm just messing around, and it's like the fact that it gives you no other choice can get a little bit boring and repetitive at times. So having something like this, I mean, like I say, the power, the crane power, the winch power, by the way, clicked on the OP one, it said if it won't move your truck, it'll bring the tree to you or something. So I was like, oh cool. So I went for the winch. Right now I was like, holy mother of God. Just edit about 6 years out where I scroll through 5.8 million winch points. Actually, it only took me about 30 seconds. Yeah, winch that tree. I thought, right, we'll see. Both these trees are theoretically immovable. Well, the one I'm winched to can break if enough force. The one I'm pushed up against, I'm not sure actually. I'll have to ram it pretty soon and see. But anyway, yeah, it said it'll move my truck or it'll move the tree, so I'll give it a go. And the winch disconnected because it popped the tree out of the ground. Well, that's good. Remember that, trees? You're all on the list. I said one day I would go and run them all over. Just having a little quick test. I mean, even that's another thing. The steering feels nice. It doesn't understeer like an idiot. It feels like correct. It just feels the right weight, the right amount of tyre grip. I mean, well, yeah, it's not got unlimited grip, but the way some trucks behave in this game, it's like you're driving on an ice permanently, and in real life, a truck this fat and meaty and heavy with that many tyres isn't just going to go understeering down the road every time you go over 10 miles an hour. And that's what I mean, it's just whoever's made this, they've clearly got a lot better understanding of the game, long-term play-wise, and they know what to add, whereas the post-launch devs that are kind of, I don't know, caretakers of this game, yeah, pretty hit and miss. To me, I've said it before, it almost feels like they're people in suits who have never played the game, have no idea about an off-roading game or anything. They're in charge of it, so they're going, oh yeah, do this, do that, and it's like, but they don't really know, they haven't got a good feel for the game. So again, that's where decisions like patch the 745C cargo thing takes priority over some other pretty obvious things that would just be a lot more wise to fix. But yeah, mods are finally here. I'm glad I bought this game originally. It said console mods would be on the way. That's years ago. I bought MudRunner, and when I seen an advert for MudRunner when I originally bought it, it said they're going to try and get console mods for that, but then by the time I bought it, it was like a year later, so I already knew there wasn't going to be mods on console anyway, and that's originally where I started watching SD11's videos, and TC Gaming as well, for like some of the, he did, you know, like a lot of the different mod trucks that you could add as well, randomly, but I seen he, yesterday I think it was, TC Gaming's got to 1 million subscribers, so good for him. He's done some grinding for many years with these sort of games, and yeah, it's been a lot of years that I've been wanting to attempt some mods, and it's pretty good that they're finally here. Like, it's such a shame that the update was such a mess though, the way it all got released, like surprise update, deleted people's games, all kinds of bugs. There was kind of like a lot of bugs merging in one, I think, just from the update alone, and then the mods, and then like the glitchy winch. You see, goddamn professional life. He caught the wrecker, now he's rocking it to sleep. That's what he does, he's a goddamn professional. Yeah, I was dragging the dolphin round. This thing lifts the dolphin, but you also, once you drop the hammer, you do some pretty good wheelers. So that's what I've been henceforth, and doing some of that tonight. That's the one, that might be the money shot. I mean, yeah, see? Dolphin is low trained. He knows how to lower the wrecker back to its wheels without it deleting itself. Obviously the only bad thing is when you're wheeling, steering's not really much of an option then, but I think that might have been the money shot actually. That was full on wheelie with a floating dolphin. It's about time a floating dolphin was an option. It went about as well as could be expected. Yeah, like I said, this is just me bombing around. This is now on my normal playthrough, where I was able to get every engine. It is like a fully kitted up thing now. I've got the most OP tyres, the OP engine, probably an OP gearbox. I assume pretty much everything that was OP. I was like, yep, that'll do. That's the one for me. Motoring through this water pretty well. I was taking a little bit of damage. Oh no, I think I might have been in the diffs then. I think I did take a little bit, but because it has got a snorkel, like off the Western Star, like the twin steer, that sort of stuff, and this thing sits pretty tall itself, so taking a few hits there, but I was actually able to cross the lake. I'm going to assume the engine and everything's got a pretty decent bit of health, because that didn't really scratch it too bad. I was looking and realised, what is that? Like a giant hippo at the river, but no, it's a house. And check it out. Run over a tree. It's kind of not a bad thing. You can hit trees definitely, but the wheels and everything kind of just, you know, glitch through them, but again in a good way, because especially with the wheels sticking out like this, it could become a bit of a hassle when you're trying to wiggle your way through some forests. Again, stuck the winch to the tree because it blocked me. I was seeing, in theory, if it ain't going to move your truck, it'll bring the tree to you. Just kept holding the button down and flooring it, and eventually the tree did pop out, so something killed it. I was driving along here, oh shit, sorry mate, sorry about your boat. My bad. Submarine mode activated, just play it cool. We were never here. Yeah, another good thing about the truck is the winch on it is about as long as my sock. I've got very big feet, you see. And yeah, so I was able to just keep pressing winch until we grab something out of there. And it starts hoiking me out of the water, which is pretty nice. Well, just enough so I could fire up the engine. I can drive out myself. Seen a tree. I knew my target. This time, however, I think I kind of went in sort of from the side, so it kind of glitched through the wheels and then sort of headed into the bonnet and through the cab. Fortunately though, again, strong enough winch, was able to just reverse, get myself back off the tree. Right, Mother Nature. That's what you get. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those trucks again that's kind of, I'd say mods overall, which is the thing I was kind of hoping would happen, have sort of reinvigorated the game a bit. And yeah, it's more variety, like I said, just to mess around. I've not even tried the new maps yet. There seems to be quite a few on there so far. Apparently there used to be 6 pages of mods, now there's only 4, but that'll do for me for now. Like I say, I'm not going to be downloading like too many at once, at least not yet anyway, over the coming weeks when things settle down. Well, probably not quite as long as a few weeks, but you know what I mean, over the next week or so, I'll yes, keep an eye on what's happening, and go from there, really. Another thing that's nicer, when you do roll it on its roof, you're able to still use the winch. And even though, I think the winch there is winched to like the lower end that's nearer the floor, but the tyres on this thing, again, it just behaves like a normal truck. The tyres dig in, so it flips the truck. Instead of just dragging you along the side, which feels unrealistic and feels like a lot of trucks, you know, have no proper weight to them. Yeah, it really does feel pretty nicely balanced. And like I said, I can tone it down a little bit with the OP engine and all the rest of it. I don't think the engine's like insanely OP anyway. It's got a lot of muscle, but you'd expect something like this to have that anyway. But yeah, like I said, it's not like a Ferrari or anything. It's not flying around like a rally car. It's just a very powerful big wrecker, which is exactly what was needed. Obviously, you can beach a little bit. Trying to get up to the top of the mountain, couldn't quite get over there. Drops into high pretty nicely, so we'll try and wheelie over there. I was going to try and stop on the top. I was going to try and sort of jump up and land on the top, but nope. Oh no, going for a roll. This is going to hurt this more than it's going to hurt me. It's not doing too bad on damage as far as rolling, and then, I mean, what other truck have we seen do that? That is the work of a goddamn professional. Clearly loaf training successful. Of course it was, it's loaf training. Should be called a loaf cessful. Yeah, slowly kind of eked its way back to its wheels, which is nice because again the weight's set pretty low down in this truck, which is as you would expect. The only thing I'd say, if anything, and I certainly don't mind, I'm not knocking this, the crane you can tell has got no real weight to it, so when you got it like extended and pretty high, it's not making you tip over like a bloody sailboat with a big mast on it. But again, I think that's a good thing. Yeah, found my tree, went for it. God damn. I don't make them like they used to. I think we winged him though. Working the ribs. Playing the long game. But then it all went downhill from there. Yeah, one day we will be able to kill all these trees. I still have a dream. A dream for a bold map. Another thing though on this is this rollback thing. I have to say this is bloody good. It not only feels... I was gonna say, oh, it feels really good on this. That's what she said. Yeah, I was gonna say it'd be kind of good if they added it in the game originally. Although the only reason I'm gonna kind of take that back is because, to be honest, I think if the original SnowRunner people added this, they'd find some way of making it crap and barely work and slow as anything. The fact that someone who's just modding and yeah knows that people just want to get on with their game and enjoy it, have made it where it just works how it should, how you'd like it to work. Of course, sent in a little bold loaf for a test. But yeah, this is very nice, very useful. I think, I'm not sure if we've got it on console yet, but I did see on some thumbnail, I think it must have been, was it a mod where you can add like ramps, so you can get up to the trailers. I've not got them yet, but this is a way like I could reverse, say, a dolphin, all sorts of stuff up on this rollback, and then reverse it up to a trailer. It's a little bit long and drawn out. I mean, maybe the crane on this thing, to be fair, will just lift stuff up onto the trailers pretty easily now. But yeah, it's another option, but it's just pretty cool. This thing works very nicely, and I'm surprised they haven't had it in the game anyway, because it's kind of a delivery game. But I don't know, the delivery aspect is like an excuse to send you across the maps. It is kind of a trucking game, a rescuing game. Yeah, so I'm surprised they've not had something like this to begin with. And I don't know, I was testing this earlier, but I'm sure when I had the loaf on the back now, and I'm not just saying that because it's a goddamn horse of a vehicle, but I was flying down here a lot quicker than I'm sure I was before. You might see the trailer in the air, probably not that time. Yeah, hit the post, bam. That's how you make flatbread. And yeah, I didn't even try for any rescue at the minute. I was just like, recover, and then I thought, hang on a minute, actually, we'll go back, we'll give it another go. Bit of a steeper angle on the rollback, but yeah, the loaf gets up there, no problem. This thing, I mean, I know I've only got a loaf. I do eventually test something a bit heavier than this, but I was just trying to see how the whole thing works. Overall, the controls are pretty smooth. If you've got the crane and that rotator thing on the back, you can only activate the crane like when you go into the menu, like press up on the D-pad or whatever. You press square to activate the crane. It's like the quick way of activating the crane, but you can't go down the menu and do it, which is fine. You can go down the menu and use that rotator arm thing. Yeah, so we'll go for another little jump. I mean, it's nice that this thing actually claws through that snow at a decent rate. So that's always been horrifically slow, cutting over from that White Valley garage to this airport. Even some of the bigger trucks go pretty slow through there. The Dolphin's one of the few that motors through there as well, but yeah, this thing, as expected, behaves there pretty well. Stick it in high range, go for the Jeff Special. There's the trailer you can see floating in the air. Like I said, I've lost the footage, but it's a shame because was a damn good journey. I think I nailed that trailer. That trailer, to be fair, has been there for those of you that have seen the channel from near the beginning. That trailer has been there. It's one of the first trailers I ever flew into the sea, and it's remained there pretty well. Yeah, this time I was like, alright, we'll see. Can the loaf make his way out? Starts drowning. It's not looking good. Fling out an emergency winch. Drop the hammer. I mean, what a goddamn professional. That's one of the many reasons you need to get yourself a loaf. I noticed at the minute there is no loaf mods because you can't mod perfection, so there's just no point, is there? I've said it before, he's a goddamn seahorse. So, he's out. He's done. He's off to save the day, to take a bit of damage. Not got a roof wrecks, it's a bold loaf. But still, every bit of professional. Yeah, I tried the Tatrin on it. At first, it wasn't letting me pack the Tatrin for ages. I don't really know why. I was about to set off and just go for it anyway, but then as I was just readjusting the Tatrin, yeah, as I switched back to that, it said the ability to pack it is there, so I went for it. And it was all good. It was quite a nice little run up there in the Jeff Special. Hit the bit I wanted to. And bam. There's probably one dead Tatrin. Well, I didn't really see it take any damage, actually, and if I'm honest, I didn't really hang around long enough to find out. Next up, seeing if it could jump this wall. I had to know. Nope. Turns out it can't jump the wall. That's got a pretty nice horn as well. Something like a train horn or whatever, but yep, that suits me. Is the Navistar. God damn, that thing needs some kind of horn upgrade. It's horrifically bad. Anyway, one last little blast. We're going to go and run some trees over. I had a pretty good feeling by this point. Various times throughout the night, I've squidged quite a few trees, so I didn't really think these would be much of an issue, but you never know. Of course, we have to go this little route, run some pumpkins over. You can see it taking tremendous amounts of damage. But again, with this add-on thing on the back, it's got like 900 points with it, so it's like a free trailer going along with you. Yeah, when I was towing like the Navistar, and even when I was flying the loaf like a kite, it's not this thing. I think it's something within the game that when you're like, you've lifted something in the air on the crane, even something as light as a loaf, when it relative to this thing, it's like some mechanic in the game kicks in where it just won't let you go like really fast, and it seemed to be the same when I was lifting the Navistar with the arm rotator thing. I can't remember what it's bloody called now. I towed the Dolphin around a bit as well. That was going along quite nicely. I mean, you stick it in high range. I've got the gearbox that says it has a fast high range, and yeah, it is pretty decent. I mean, these things are no problem. Even when I was like just missing them, I was kind of clipping both at once. Absolutely nailed them. So yeah, I mean, overall, it's a shame that the whole situation with the update was a bit of a disaster, because obviously I don't think they'll ever be doing a surprise update again anytime soon, or I certainly wouldn't recommend it, because obviously that bit a lot of people, because they didn't even have time to pre-prepare their map. When I woke up and I was just like in bed talking to the cat and whatever, and I seen on my comments someone said, oh, the mods are here, and it's like, oh, what? I'm sort of half happy and then half like your heart drops a bit like, oh crap, you mean it's going to update when I've got like 60 trucks spread across all the maps? Yeah, thankfully again, to the people who let me know, I was able to pack them all away in time, so I got away pretty lucky and relatively little damage. As I said, people have been hit a lot harder. I don't know how many overall, but there's certainly some people that ain't happy, and I can see why. And yeah, as far as I ain't gonna try and play it down. Like, I'm bloody happy that mods are finally here. I've been waiting for this for ages, and tonight has been a pretty bloody enjoyable night, if I do say so myself. Yeah, it's not like all is forgotten. I still am aware that the I don't know, sometimes it's just like, what are they playing at with some decisions, but this is overall now it's working for me at least, and it appears that the patches, the bugs, sorry, have calmed down. Yeah, this is nice. This is what we should be able to do, grab some new crazy vehicles and have a bit of a laugh. I was able, at the end, I was obviously removing everything off it, selling it all just to sell it back before I'm off for the night. It removed the whole bonnet, so I was having a little look. Goddamn horse of a vehicle. He's signing off, and yeah, that's about it. There's just a quick look at the mod browser. It's the first page, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, tomorrow I'm either going to do testing around some of the other mods or a review of this. But yeah, that's about it for today anyway. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon.